Autism was first described as a psychiatric condition in 1943. And spoiler alert for this video, that significantly predates the casual availability of paracetamol. Now, the first clinical description of autism didn't just come out of nowhere. It came off the back of decades of prior research that has eventually led us to the understanding that we now have today. We now understand that autism is not a disease. It is a lifelong difference in how people experience and interact with the world. As our understanding of autism has improved, we've seen an increase in diagnoses, which is a pattern pretty much consistent with every condition we study. In fact, this advancement has led some historians and disability scholars to look back at people whose behaviours resemble what we would now associate with autism. Hugh Blair of Bourgh was an 18th century Scottish laird who is often quoted in historical studies of autism. He was literally minded, socially isolated, intensely routine-driven, and had unusual speech patterns. In 1747, his brother sought to annul Hugh's marriage on the ground that he was incapable of understanding the marriage contract. Many researchers have also looked to the behaviours of prominent people throughout history, such as Nikola Tesla, Emily Bronte, and Gertrude Stein. Now, importantly, we have to be very wary of ascribing our contemporary diagnoses to people from the past. But what we can confidently say is that autism-like behaviour was well documented centuries before the invention of modern medicine or paracetamol. Now, Tylenol was introduced into the US in the 1950s, prescription only for children, and it would become widely available over the counter from the 1960s. Since then, there has been a number of studies that look at the connection between autism and paracetamol. In fact, Sweden did an incredibly significant study of over 2.4 million children. It found there was no evidence of increased risk of autism in children whose mothers had used paracetamol during pregnancy, once family and genetic factors were accounted for. The White House's funded review claims that it has indisputably discovered this link, Trump misquoting it as the cause, but this all ignores one of the fundamental rules of science. Correlation does not equal causation. The review claimed that 27 studies did demonstrate a link between paracetamol use during pregnancy and autism in children. But it completely ignored other contributing factors, such as genetic and family history, and the infections and fevers that may have caused these pregnant people to be taking paracetamol in the first place. It's essentially reading the title of a paper and reading no further. Trusted research as it currently stands says there is not one single contributing factor that causes autism.